どれだっけ。あ、これか。あ、これだ。よしよし、やべえ。配信画面見ないと。配信画面。配信画面。あれ、1位になってる。ちょっと待って、違う違う違う。なんでシャープ1位になってるの？シャープ2だよ。僕ね、気づいた。よし。シャープ2だよ、シャープ2。よいしょ。で、画面よし、マイクよし、ウェブよし。よっと。
お冬さん、和骨。
和骨、やっこおし屋さん。あなんだっけ。なんか、シアさん、なんかさ、1万円集める方法を一緒に考えて。1万円集める方法か、馬娘の石を買う方法を考えて一緒に。僕のこのテンションをね、直せるの、元に戻せるね、採用しを引くための手段が欲しい。なんかないかな。なんか見落としてるだけでなんかないかな。
お冬さん、集める方法か。
集める方法。石集めるか、1万円かを1万円入れれる方法。今ね、長年待ってた採用しが、僕の馬娘の採用しがね、実装されたんだけどね、弾けなくてね、泣きそうなの。今年買ったクーラー売ろうかなってちょっと思うぐらいにはね、泣きそう。今年の7月だった、8月下旬ぐらいに買ったクーラーを売りに出そうかなって思ってるぐらいにはね、ちょっと今泣きそうになってる。うん。 どっかに未使用の iTunes カード落ちてないかな。もう少ししたらダメか。ちょっと待って、もうちょっとしたらいい。
ミラーさん、産地ピンチ産地ピンチ産地ピンチ。
うっちっち。やるかー。よし。さて、ちょうどやることも終わったし、やるか。やることも終わったし、やるかってなんだ。続きから6章。やばい。僕、しばらくの間、弾けないことを、弾けないことを引きずってそう。できる限りの石集めしたんだけどな。足りなかったな。あ、そうだ、ここからだ。なんかムービーから始まるんだ。
Who goes there?
ミラーさん、まだ時間も
A
あるから。
nightmare again.
29日の昼までなんだよね。深刻な告白ですよ。どういう意味かわかりますか？私には完全に対する操作確認をしたいんだけど、なんか二人して話してるんだよ。確かにどうやってやるんだっけ？これが、これでしょ？これが、これがあれだ、ライブだ。これがしゃがむ。これで走る。で、病院から抜け出そうとしてて、なんかいろいろやってて、病院から抜け出そうとしたところで捕まったんだよ。確か。違ったっけ
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Hey, ライターの付け方どうだっけ？あ、これ違う。あ、これだ。こうだ。
ミラーさん、先生。
先生。
お冬さん、時間空きすぎて名前忘れたけど内臓をもぎ取られて生きてる人が気になる。
あ、そう。
ミラーさん、ゲーム音がでかいです。
ゲーム音でかい。オッケー。ちょっと待ってね。まあこんなもんぐらいか。巡査ね。このゲームのヒロイン。このゲームのヒロイン、このゲームのヒロインの巡査だっけ？
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive?
ブラッドリー巡査。
Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
ブラッドリー巡査。このゲームの萌えキャラ。
You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just...
And what brings...
The fact that's what
I have...
you...
Why would he...
That's
Seems...
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I found a Darkwater PD badge.
What?
Ethan.
If it what?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
お冬さん、思い出して。
思い出して。ね
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
ミラ
There
ー
was
さん
that、
これ最初いつしたの？
Fuller
これね、いつだっけ ?1 週間ぐらい前
everywhere.
だ
My
っ
legs,
け
the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you.
ミラ
What
ーさ
in
ん、
God's name
Yeah.
were they doing to you?
What happened
1 週
afterwards?
間ぐらい前に
When
4
I
時
woke
間
up
ぐらい
the
やった気
second
がする
time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, doctor.
そう、
After you
ね、
released me,
ちょっと待ってね、今
I was
会話中だ
in
から
constant
かいつまんだ
swarm
説
of
明ができ
patients
ない。
at Riverside
ちょっ
Institute.
と待って。
Hallucinogenic gas
さ
pumped
す
into
が
the
に話しな
cells.
がら読むっていうことはできない。
Infernal machine, horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
物語の始まりは、ある屋敷が、火事に、ある屋敷の、ある屋敷なんていうのこの主人公がまず探偵ない。探偵で、落ちぶれ探偵みたいな感じで、で、そこに絵を持って、この絵について調べてくれって言ってきた人がいたのね。で、その人の依頼で、その絵の持ち主を調査したところ、ある島の住民だったってことが分かって、その島に調査に行ったら、その絵の持ち主の一家の家族が、屋敷が火事で、まあ、その家族の人たちが、その屋敷の人たちが死んじゃったってことが分かった。で、だけどなんかおかしい点があるかなっていうこと、いうことで、この屋敷を、この今の警察官と調べて、屋敷の中を調べてた。そしたら屋敷の地下に洞窟があって、その洞窟を探索してたら、なんか宗教的なカルト的な祭壇的なことをしてる集団がいて、でその集団に見つかって、でこの警官のブラッドリー巡査が内臓を引き剥がされて死んだはずで、主人公は、倒れたというか気絶させられて起きたら病院だったのさ。でその病院から抜け出せる途中でこの内臓を引き剥がされたはずのこのブラッドリー巡査に 巡査が目の前に現れて、なんでお前生きてんだっていううちに意識がなくなる、主人公の意識がなくなって起きたら、この調査してたこの屋敷で目は覚めたよっていう感じ。すごくかいつまんで話すな。
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins.
サラ・ホーキンスっていう人に対して人を調べてくれって言われたんです。
Sarah
一番最初に。
Hawkins. Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
手帳とか見れるんだ。そういえば。思い出したわ。
お冬さん、火事なのは最初から分かってたかな。
あ、そうだ
依頼主の娘である奥さんが精神的に不安定だから起きたんだろうって世間的に言われてるから、調査して汚名返上してくれって依頼だったはず。
そう。そんな感じ。健康して100%。心拍、いやー、レベルやりはまだいいかな。こいつがね、やばい医者。
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
このハゲがこの人の書いたこの人のことを調べてくれ的なことを言われて、そしたらホーキンス家が浮かび上がって、でそのホーキンス家の住んでた島に上陸して、そこの島の一部のボスのキャットに話をつけて、手がかりを探してたらブラッドリー巡査に会って、でブラッドリー巡査と共に城の中を探索してたら地下を見っけて、で地下でなんだっけ、名前忘れた。カルト的なことをしたチャールズ・ホーキンスがいて、だったっけ、確かいて、で捕まってチャールズ巡査は内臓を引き剥がされて死んだはずなのに、死んだんだけど、内臓を剥がされて死んだところを目の前にして、主人公が気を失って気づいたら病院にいて、 で、病院で捕まってるところを、このマリーゴールデンが助ける手伝いをしてくれて、で、助けてる手伝いをしてくれてる最中に、このフランシス・サンダースを見つけて、こいつがなんかいろいろの実験体になってるところを垣間見て、で、その病院の、まあ、その病院の糸を引いてる、裏で、その病院の、なんかやばそうなやつがこのフラー医師で、フラー医師から逃げるために病院から出る途中で、死んだはずのブラッドリー巡査が目の前に現れて、主人公が気を失って目を覚めたら今に至ったって感じ。シナリオのね、流れ的にはそんな感じ。細かく言うと間違ってるところはあると思うけど、大体そんな感じ。
お冬さん、早めに真ん中にマウスカーソル置いとこ。
ね、この前シアさん酔っちゃったもん。
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
すげえ顔が
However,
ぽい
before
人
we。go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
ちょっと久々に見たな。
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating France's death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? in a reputed institute. And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller. He's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you. You'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
お冬さん、命運を左右しますって注意が。
あ、マジでそこまでちゃんと見てなかった。
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in,
あ、マ
don't
ジ
you?
で
I am no
伝わったよ。
fool. Please believe that much at least.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. Did she really care for him after all?
ご遺体を持ちめなお手紙を渡しました。大津に遺憾ながらご遺体をお返しすることができかねます。主人の留置の際、遺体を主人の声をしまった。
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
では再現シーン。これ探偵必須スキル、探偵を再現シーン。なんで開いたの
Is this dagger part of
なんで開いたのか全
Sanders'
然分かってないんだけど。
collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
フィクションの一部なのか、それとも彼はこれを探していたのか。芸術と神秘忘れられし者は、フランシス・サンダースによるコレクションであるオカルトや神秘主義的行動に結びつく品物を、物品をあらゆる現代的になんですね。なんでこのピアノ開いたのか全然分かってない。
ねじゅさん、うおー。
おー。
A house of artists. A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? Ah!
Oh.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Let's
see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
なんかさ、一般的に聞く探偵ってさ、浮気調査とかぐらい、浮気調査とかのがなんか代表的なイメージあるけどさ、探偵ってどんぐらいまでのことしてくれるんだろうね。学生が書籍化したものである。考察はまとえているものの、医師としての専門知識には欠ける。しかし内容を変える問いから人体科学、解剖学があるとなどな、記録している。
A strange Amerindian pendant. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those.
.どうしよっか。読もうか。生物じみた正体不明な生物の百科事典的なもの実在するような気がしてきた。おお、なんだ今の。
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective.
お冬さん、
Try not to
命
make a
運を
habit
左
of
右
it.
します。
I've got
ま
a
た書
lot
い
of
てた
bad
命運左右
habits.
しますって。
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
マジ特に書いてあったんだ。命運を左右しますって。
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
現金に変えたうち
Believe it or
一番手い
not,
いから欲しい。
there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say? Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Oh. すげえな。金持ちの道楽って感じ。あ、さっきの探検じゃん。
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
美術館開けそう。あ、やっぱり隠れるんだ。ここで隠れるアクションがあるんだ。
The public entrance to the gallery.
お、すげえ。なんかいろいろある。
Why was he
お
so
父さん、
interested in
なんで
old
隠れる必
weapons?
要があるんですかね。すっとぼけ。
ねえ、なんで隠れる必要があるんだろうね。これ持ち帰って売ったら売れんのかな。買われない。買われない。なんで触れないんだろう。言ってんだ聞こえたけど。
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
これか。おお。あ、吸い込まれてる。吸い込まれる。なんかエイリアン出てきた。 やだよ、僕の嫌いなアクションパートみたいなことになるの。
What the hell was that? What the hell was
観
that?
察するの。使った。観察するって書いてるけど。あ、で、観
What
察
the
して
hell
チェッ
was
クしたんだ
that?
次何する？逃げればいいのかな。
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
クローゼット。ないな。だな、こういうアクションパート嫌いなんだよな、こういうゲームで。
お冬さん、パラソーシャルのドライバー編を思い出した。
どうするどうするか。
What the hell was that? Yeah, maybe I can use this dagger.
「後ろから刺せばいいのかな。後ろ行く前にこいつに気づかれる。
I can't even touch it. Oh God. What the hell was that?
お冬さん、バレちゃっ
Yeah,
た。
maybe
ね、
I can use this dagger.
ね、これ好きな武器を選べと。取れちゃったー。どうすればいいんだろうな。
What the hell was that? Yeah, maybe I can use this dagger.
この担当が使えるかもしれない。
お冬さん、やはり背後から。
かなあ。うふうふ。使えるって言ってた担当を握って戦闘を行
What
っ
the
てみ
hell
る。
was that?
やだなぁ、戦闘嫌いなんだよなぁ。サイヤ人みたいに野蛮じゃないからさ、僕。
Yeah, maybe I can use this dagger.
どうすればいいんだろう。後ろから突き刺さないといけないのかな。
What the hell was that?
パリンって
Damn. Maybe
お
I
冬
can
さ
use
ん、
this dagger.
即死してるしチャンバラはきつそう。
ね。はいはいはい、分かった分かった。いいです。待って、ちょっと怖いから一応死ぬまで待って。割る、取る、隠れる、
What the hell was
刺
that?
すかな。手順としてはおそらく。
Damn, maybe I can use this dagger.
なんで見つかるの？さっき違う担当見つかってなかったじゃん。
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this
お
dagger.
冬さん、隠れるところ見られてそう。
かな、やっぱり。あ、ダメだ、見られてる。タイミングが違うのか、つまりは。
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Damn. Did it hear that?
このタイミングだともうダメだ。うおー言ってるし、ダメだ。
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
あ、やべ、痛い出た。そこで見られてた。 こと構えるだけない、盾みたいに構えるだけじゃん、これ。担当持っても。わからん。うるせえ。そしてゲーム音うるせえ。なんで横に構え。
What the hell was that?
刺す意思を持ってさ。
お冬さん、意外と足遅かった。
意外と足遅かった。
Damn. Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
これで見つかんのかわかんねえな。シャーって言われたらもうダメなの。見つかっ
What
て
the
んの。
hell was that?
シャーって言われたらもう見つかってるから。隠れてもダメなんだよ。
Damn. Did it hear that?
トゥトゥントゥトゥトゥンってこの音楽になったらもうダメなの。この音楽
Oh god.
あの音楽が鳴ったらもうダメなの。隠れても。
What the hell was that?
ワ
Damn.
ール
Did it hear that?
隠れる。隠れる。
Maybe I can use this dagger.
ダメだ。え？どういうこと？よくわからんな。
What the hell was that?
あいつに刺すんじゃないとかそんな感じなのかな。
お冬さん、ボタン違うとか。
ボタン違うとかなのかな。
Damn. Did it hear that?
トイレ行きたい。
Maybe I can use this dagger.
か、誰もこうって言ってなかっ
お冬さん、あとはそもそもアプローチするものが違うとかかな。
なんかボタンじゃない気がする。これライトランプのやつだよね。こっちの方がこれしかにしよう。どういうことなんだろうな。わかんねえな。ダメだ、全然ダメだ。どういうこと？設定見よう。RT と A が射撃って書いてる。
お冬さん、倒すんじゃなさそうね。
ねえ。この絵破くとかかなってことは。
What the hell was that?
考えられるような感じの行動はあの絵を探検で破くとかだよね。
Damn. Did it hear that?
ちょっとごめん、トイレ。よいしょ。ただいま。ないな。来た。
Maybe I can use this dagger.
やめろ、使った。疲れた。
Damn it! This
この
dagger.
担当は使えなかったか。なんだと？あの絵のそういうことね。あの絵に描かれてた担当ってどれだっけ？なんか担当描かれ
What
て
the
た絵あ
hell
った
was
よ。
that?
ちょっと見てみよう。どれだっけ？ これだ。オッケー、覚えた。これじゃない。これじゃない。これでもない。これでもない。これじゃない。これじゃない。これじゃない。これじゃない。これじゃない。あれないよ。ないじゃん。これだ。
Damn.
見つけた。オッケー。担当の位置は分かった。
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
分かんない位置にいられるよりは一回呼び寄せた方が楽。これだっけ？これか？あ、どれだったっけ？これじゃない。これだ。
This dagger looks different.
腕よ。あ、ちょっと。いや、自分の腕切り取ったんだ。あ、侵食された。
What's the matter with you?
あ、やったー。
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
?割ったガラスの弁償とかしなくていいのかな。家にいきなり入ってきて何も知らない探偵が骨董品のガラス割ったとかただの窃盗だよな。
Where's the bookseller? An old diary.
そういえばスキルフでに行ったスキルフの7ポイント。話術か腕力か悩むな。力こそパワーかな。調査でもいい気がするな。心理学を上げるかな。分析の力が出ない。分析力が磨かれるのね。OK。よし。ちょっとだけ画面寄ってきた。
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
どっかにハテナマークの音がある。どこだ。
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
狛犬的なものなのかな。
What happened here?
お、出た。再現シーン。探偵必須スキル、探偵再現シーン。
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seemed like amateur work.
ああ、そういう血だったのね。なるほどね。何の血かと思ったら、そういう血だったのか。
To whom does this footprint belong?
こういうな。調査パートは楽しいんだけどな。調査パートとシナリオやってるときは楽しいんだけどな。アクションパートになった時の僕のテンションの下がり方よ。
What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the? Charles Hawkins?
突き飛んでる。ダイレクトアタック食らった時のようなリアリストになってる。
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
暗い。見えない。
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
例えばさ、なんていうの、
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them. What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
本当だ、命運を左右しますって書いてる。このタイミングで出んの？その注意書き。見たこともない生物を目録にして分類しているコレクション。星から来た神々。次元間を行き来できる生物、神話の動物で世界の
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
あれ本出してるな。
Arkham Editions? Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions? Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Ah. なるほどね。なるほどね。あ、何をもとにどういうダイヤルにすればいいんだろうな。お、なんかあった。
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
ここに1ページ読むことができる。この回記録を唯一にして最後の記号が終わった。ちょっと待って、これが。と骨が今も現実界に対しこれを拾って仮装してもらうことだ。3つのシリンダーにある。はいはいはいはい。ミスカトニック大学のアーミティッチって教授に届けたな。何入ってんだろう、今日危険な武器って。知識的なものなのかな、やっぱり。なるほどね。シリンダー、これか。なんか書いてない。103。なんでこっち側に倒れてくんないからなんて書いてるかよくわかんない。でもこの蓋に書いてあることでしょ。なんて書いてるかよくわかんないんだけど。ワン、ツー、スリーか。はいはいはいは
お冬さん、ワン、ツー、スリーかな。
い。ね、ワン、ツー、スリーだね。10340。これが10342。10340。これがなんで書いてる？これがなんかラベルの下に書かれてる。わかんねえな。これが10342でしょ、多分。これが10340でしょ、おそらく。これが何？出た。こうか。 他にヒントあんのかな？
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
一つ上が中心に来られた。はあはあ、
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Things are not looking good.
Ah, ここで消えるのね。オッケー。
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
ちょっとまずは分かりやすいそうなところから行ってみるか。9巻。
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
この間のこと。6。
What did Drake say about this collection?
3番は6。3番じゃない。3つ目は6。6。チェス盤黒きなんとかに白き姫を守ってるが運
The queen has little protection.
3でいいのかな。それともここのやつをもう一回3にしとくか。
The queen has little protection.
一回3にしとこう。あれだ。で
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
To 最後の一番がわかんねえや。肺の守護者うんぬんってなんだ。赤い基地はなんとかかんとか。基地はまさかこれじゃないよ。
お冬さん、チェスある部屋の窓にあった。
あ、これか。
The Chalice of Knowledge.
どっちを数えればいいんだ？もう一回見よう。
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
赤を
To
数え
be
れば
the
いいの？
guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I
赤か
am
な？
willing to pay to know it.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
1、2、3、4、4。わかんない。間違ってたらローラーかけよう。間違ってたらローラー作戦だよ。ダメだった。
お冬さん、チェスは4じゃない。
読んだよね、チェス。で、本が6だから、多分ここだよね。違うの。もう一回あれ見に行こう。
The Chalice of Knowledge.
1、2、3、4、5。5？本当に？あ、このひびからにしよう。1、2、3、4、5。5か。5だ。多分。開かない。じゃあ本が違う？
Drake talked about a particular volume.
だけど6だよね。3か。そっか、兵士の数だから3か。違う。536じゃないの？
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
まだ
I
戦
see
え
our
る
number dwindle,
本のタイトル合って
and
る。
my will strengthens
Did that
as my
all-
apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
違うのかな
The Queen has
戦え
little
るように
protection.
どうなんだろう真ん中 6? って思いました。本が
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seems particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
9巻アザトースとホラー。
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
本が違うのか。これは違う。
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
これも違うそう。
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
この本のタイトルを見ろってことか。合ってる。
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his
これ
message.
だこれ。9、これだよ。これだね、やっぱり。アザトース&なんとかって書いてる。9巻だし。上に書いてた。タイトル。書いてた。うわ。気づかんかった。上に書いてた。できた。いきなり金庫の扉がバターンって閉まってて面白いね。ネクロノミコンを読む。大発症。目が疲れてきた。だいぶ目の疲労がやばくなってるな。何章まであるんだろうね。折り返し地点入ったかな。
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, Of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord,
お
this
冬さん
smell.
まさかの診療パート。
ね
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence
肌
of
乾
a
燥して
foreign
脱
body.
水症状な上に
So,
栄養
doctor,
失調で
An opinion?
やばい目
I'm
が
not
落
sure
ち
I
そうみ
have
た
the
いな
necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
脱会ってなんだろ
If there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby.
うへ
What about his
え
cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
圧
Was
か
that
け
a
てきたね
threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder, and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Don't you get involved in this. You've done enough already.
But doctor, this man is dying.
There's nothing we can do about it. He's in the hands of Dr. Fuller. Do you wish to end up like Elizabeth? With a diploma from Nightingale and the chores of a cleaning lady?
No. You're right.
Let me do my own investigation. It's time I found those missing files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
いきなり視点が変わったね。
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say...
Silly goose lets herself be trodden on. Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. I don't have any business in the boiler room.
どこがフラーの事務所かわかんねえや。
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless. I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
No, but rest. I...
どの番を引きつける。どうすればいいのかな。このモップでいきなり病院中のガラスを割りまくれば引きつけれるかな。
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
港さん、愛しさと切なさと糸井重里と。
やっほーみっちゃん。
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor.
Donovan takes her instructions directly.
わかりました。
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
港さん、やっぱ見たら言わなきゃいけない。
言わなきゃいけない。
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
サザエさんみたいな感じだったしね。
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor. Doctor? Those people...
I'll tend to it. Don't worry. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. The key to the boiler room is missing.
Dr. Colden. Do you want something? I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor. Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man. What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney. He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Dr. Colden?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever? What's he doing here? Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
やっぱりそうなんだ。大体の人が無印症なんだ。
This place draws you in and never lets you go. This place draws you in and never lets you go. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. and the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
水を止める。ドノバンを引きつける。水を止める？止めたらエリザベス怒られるんじゃないの？
お冬さん、尊い犠牲だった。
Everybody says it. Everything all right?
All is well.
Thank God.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
The door to the boiler room is locked. Where did I see that key? Ah, yes. The office in Block B. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
エリザベスがただただ被害者なんだけど。ただただエリザベスが被害者になるだけの話なんだけど、今のところ。
Where did my fiancé go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
お冬さん、今ブラッドリーいなかった。
マジで？外人の顔って覚えにくいんだよな。ブラッドリーいた？
お冬さん、もう一つ前の席。
もう一つ前の席。あ、本当だ、いた。
Ethan.
Marie,
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Is everything all right, Ethan?
Yeah, I know I should go.
I will work until late.
Oh. All right.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patience here.
同じ顔をしてる。こいつと、こいつ、同一人物なんじゃないかってぐらい似てる。髪型だけかな。髪型とヒゲだけでそう見えるだけかな。
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
.どんどんサブミッションが増えている。どこだろうな。バルブ閉める道具ってなんだろう。あ、あった。モンキーレンチ。ごめんよ、エリザベス。怒られてくれ。
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
問題は事務所がどこだったっけって思っているところなんだよな。
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
ごめんなさい。
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Dunn,
No,
but
Brett, I...
エリザベスのわかんねえ、この病院。同じようなところがいっぱいありすぎてわからん。ここだっけ？いた。
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old
腹立つ年の一個目ってやりなければいけません。
Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
面白い。 怒らせると怖いタイプのエリザベス。
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
What now?
It's off. It's not my fault.
Nothing is ever your fault. I told you to control the flow, even if I know it's not your strong point.
I've apologized 1,000 times.
I haven't counted that many, but then unlike you, I don't have time to keep track.
Please, Mrs. Donovan. I'm grateful to you for having kept me on despite that incident. I just need the water to be put back on. Otherwise, the bathroom will quickly become a nest of germs.
Oh, very well. I'll finish what I'm doing, and then I'll fix your blunders once more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Out of my sight. Go chatter with your colleagues. That's what you do best.
この間に入んなかったらどうなってたんだろう。逆にこれこうやってやってたらどうなってたんだろう。いける。いける。なんだあいつ。違った。これ行こう。
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. I should go another way. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
あのカルテを手に入れる前に一回ちょっと探すけどいいのかな。
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. I should go another way.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins? This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here? The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set them all in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
What どこがどこなのかわかんない。このマップじゃこの病院。これか？ガシャーン。先生、違うんです。
Now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
注射をそんな勢いで刺したらいかん。
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
どういう状況だったっけこれ。あれどういう状況だったっけ
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles
あ、
Hawkins.
金庫開ける
He's
ところ。
dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you! Now you won't be able to escape his will! What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right.
あ、
I might need you.
命運を左右しますって。
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
第9章。
冬さん、割と分岐あるのかな。
ねえ。
I pray that Colden is really here and alive. An old diary. What the... Fuller, too. Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
Best thing, you know how he hates to be interrupted when he's operating. Moreover, I know.
No! No! My God! What is happening to me? What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else. What happened? Something has changed, but what?
お冬さん、モンエナのマークが。
ねえ。僕もそう思った。ループしてる？どういうことだ？あった、なんかあった。 これをやると急激にランプのオイルがなくなる。ここに来るとランプのオイル元に戻るんだ。よっと。こういうことじゃないの？どういうことなんだ？いまいちよく分かってない。この状態の資料は。目が疲れてきたから目が疲れてきたからやめようにもね、今やめたらね、次やるの絶対困るからね。今やめることはできないんだよ。このランプの時に開けれるところがあって、で、その開けれるところが、開けたらランプを持ち替えてってことなのかな。
お冬さん、主観で没入度高いけど代わりによ。
僕もね、今若干具合悪くなってる。今ね、お腹の奥がね、ぐるぐるしてる。喉元もちょっとね、キルキルしてる。どういうこと？ランプなくなるんだけど？ランプがなくなった。ここに入ったらダメっていうのかな。なんかランプなくなるところまで来たから。持ち替えて、眩しい。持ち替えて、ここがあれ？どうして？どういうこと？よく分かってないんだが。 る場所と行けない場所がスイッチしてんのはなんとなくわかる。やっぱあそこ入んないといけないのかな。他に行ける場所ないもんね。あそこに行った後どうすればいいのか分かんないんだよ。なんかアクセスできるものもないんだよな、特に。上かな。どういうことだ？あ、消せたんだ。うおーってやって消すことができたんだ。ランプ補充しに行きたい。なんかいた。ランプ補充しに行かないと死んじゃう。命綱が。ここで切り替えてこっち進めってことかな。違う。じゃああそこ進まないといけないってこと？こっち。ランプ切り替えてこっち進んでこれか。
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
長いんだが、そろそろこの謎解き飽きたんだろう。ランプ切り替えようってことかな。 れを開けて、でこれを開けたらまたランプ切り替えんのめんどくさいな。もうどっちから来たかも分かってないんだけど。ランプ一緒に持っていけばいいじゃん。右手と左手で装備して。どっちに行ったかもう覚えてないんだって。マジで。どっちにどう行ったっけ？はい。どっちにどう行ったっけ？これか？違う、これじゃない。またランプ切り替えないといけないの？長えよ。どういったか全然覚えてねえよ。やばい、ランプが持たない。持ってくれ。ギリギリ。じゃない。どこ？この扉を開けたんだよな。ここに行ってなかったってこと？
It looks like things are back to
止ま
normal.
った。ああ、やべえ、吐きそう。ちょっとさ、ちょっと今日ここまでで、ちょっとね、マジでちょっと吐きそう。出た。目が。
お冬さん、幻覚パートが長い。
ねえ、長い。やばい、今ね、お腹の下、下腹部がね、ぐるぐるしてるもん。いつでも吐けますよ状態になってる。喉奥がね、やばい。マジで。油断したら吐きそうなぐらい。いるかな？ ここまでにするかな。続きからできるかをもう一回一応確認しとこう。
港さん、吐く前に終わってもろて。
吐く前に終わんないといけないわ。ちょっとね、一応ちゃんとセーブができてるのかをね、確認するから。あ、いけた？あ、大丈夫そう。よし、ちゃんとできてる。あー、やめるか。楽しいけど、疲れる。よし、あれ？よし、じゃあ、お疲れ様
お冬さん、お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ。またね。バイバイ。バイバイ。
港さん、おつ。
おつおつ、またね。バイバイ。